If you're attending the GeoWoodstock Mega and participating in EarthCache Bingo, this video breaks down which EarthCaches within an hour of the Mega match up with the various bingo spaces. It's already that time of year when folks from around the world make the trek to attend the original Mega event, GeoWoodstock. This year, GeoWoodstock XXII is being held out in Hutchinson, Kansas. They're going to show us why this is the fly-to state and not just the fly-over state. And if EarthCache Bingo is new to you, I'll leave a link in the description below that explains the challenge from the start. Starting at ground zero for the Mega, as of 10 May, it turns out there are 8 EarthCaches within an hour's drive. Now, I always say this, but sometimes EarthCaches do get published before the start of a Mega, so this number could change. And as I've done with all of the other Megas, I look at a variety of things for all of the EarthCaches. What lessons or subject they touch on, anything special about their location, their attributes, stuff like that. And then I compare everything with the criteria for finding specific blocks. Now, don't forget that an EarthCache can meet the criteria for more than one block. But you also need to remember that the blocks don't stack. You can only apply a single EarthCache towards a single block. So, if an EarthCache on the water cycle is in a park and has 100 favor points, that find can only be applied towards one block. Now that I've reminded you of that, let's take a look at the various block categories. So before I get started, I need to give a quick shout out to the amazing sponsor of EarthCache Bingo, GeoCache On, the host of the Fall Fest Mega in Ontario, Canada, just south of Toronto. This year, it'll be held on the 26th of September, but they've got a variety of events going on during the week leading up to it, and you definitely want to put this one on your calendar. So I went last year, and this area is packed with caches of all types. I was able to knock out 11 different types in a day, and the whole thing is supported by an awesome geocaching community. This year, they want you to saddle up for a good ride because the theme is Stampede Week. You're going to celebrate everything from the Wild Wild West with Max the Moose and his Canadian friends for your chance to take home over $7,000 in prizes and giveaways. There will be roping lessons, line dancing, and even if you've been there before, of course, there will be a ton of new caches. Now, back to EarthCache Bingo. We're going to start this off with the topic category, and around this Mega, you can find 6 out of the 10 blocks, which is not so bad given the amount of total EarthCaches within the area. It looks like you can find 7 based on rocks and minerals, 1 on sand and soil, 2 on the water cycle, 1 on economic geology, 2 geohazards, and 1 historic EarthCache. Okay, of the 5 location blocks, now some of these can be harder to actually analyze, but it looks like you can knock out 3 of the 5. I found 3 above 1,500 feet, which was a bit of a shock. I didn't realize that parts of Oklahoma could have such a higher elevation. You've got 5 within an urban area and 5 within a state or local park. And that 5th block, so that's always one that I can't really help with. Obviously, there's no way for me to know if you are outside of your home state. As for the time-based blocks, as I said before, you should totally keep a lookout for new EarthCaches created in support of the event. And they did have 1 just recently placed, so there's 1 for 2026 so far. And of course, if you find any EarthCaches while at the Mega, those can all help you reach your NE12 during 2026 block. Turning over to the attribute-based EarthCaches, of the 3 blocks, right now, 2 are available. I found 1 EarthCache that has a difficulty or terrain rating at a 3.5 or higher, and I found 1 lonely cache available. So this kind of upholds the trend that I'm finding around Megas around the US. Now we turn to the channel-based blocks. Okay, using the EarthCacher Pass form, that can of course be done from anywhere. While you're out geocaching, if you see something geologically interesting, take a variety of photos, take note of your location, and send that information to me using my form. I'll leave the link for that in the description below. And I'm not going to be out there teaching my 101 class this year, but you always have access to that material here on YouTube. And as always, one of the easiest blocks to knock out is putting a comment in a video. For example, if you post a comment on this video, then you've met the criteria. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it out to GeoWoodstock this year, but that area looks totally interesting. I would have really loved to have checked out the underground salt mine. That would have been probably the highlight of the trip for me. But I'm a geology nerd, so I do hope that everybody making the trip out there has a safe trip, that you all find lots of geocaches, and maybe go out and find a few of the earth caches that are in the area. This video feels slightly shorter than the others have so far, but even though that's the case, I think very few people watch the videos all the way to the end. So if you have, I think you're entitled to something else. An easy spreadsheet listing the 8 earth caches and which blocks they qualify for. Now, I'm going to put it in a folder, but to access the folder, you'll need the link. Now, I'll put the link in the description, but there's a catch. The link I'm going to put in the description won't work until you change one of the digits in the URL. So listen up. Right after the words folders is a / and an X. Change that X to 1, the number 1, and then it should work for you. Again, I hope you have a great time and that you find many earth caches.